20 games into the season, and I think I'm ready to call it. What's cooking? Welcome back into another edition of Instant Reaction here on ESPN Louisville Plus. I'm Justin Soforo, and of course I got you covered for all things Cards, Cats, Bourbon, and Bluegrass. And today, well, we're reacting to the game that was. Louisville headed down PK for one of the biggest games of the season. Getting the Cards ready to go down and take on the Dukies. And I don't care what you have to say. I'm not going to hear excuses. I'm not here to powder any bottoms. I'm here to talk about the reality, and the reality that we kind of sit in as Louisville fans, and just the realization that has come to me. The Cards go down to Cameron Indoor and just get absolutely paddled. That bottom's getting spanked by Jon Scheyer, and just watching the impressive coaching, the impressive team that Jon Scheyer has put together for the Blue Devils, and just seeing that Duke never had to take even a tiny bit of a fall off watching their coach go and retire. Louisville basketball finds themselves in a difficult situation. I try not to be one, yes, this is what this kind of reaction is for. This is for an emotional spur of the moment. How are you feeling? How are you doing, Justin Soforo, a Louisville basketball fan, a guy who sat through many seasons of dog shit teams under Kenny Payne, and now having Pat Kelsey not filling the standard that he was hired to fill. And again, that's why I'm trying to preface this with a little bit, because I've thought about this for a long time, and I think I'm ready to call it on Pat Kelsey. And what I mean, I'm not saying fire Pat Kelsey in this moment, but what I'm saying is this is who Pat Kelsey is. I think now it's pretty clear and pretty obvious that this is the coach that Pat Kelsey is. He's going to go out there, game in and game out, and he'll more than likely beat the bums on your schedule. Look at last season. Look at what Louisville basketball had on their schedule. They had a lot of get-right games. And then the ACC as a whole, outside of Duke, was get-right game after get-right game after get-right game. He went out there and got right. Louisville basketball got back. We were out of the depths. We were out of the darkness. We were out of the depression of what Kenny Payne put us through. So I say thank you, Pat Kelsey. Thank you for that. But that is not the standard of Louisville basketball. That is not what we demand as Louisville basketball fans. We talk about the opportunity of greatness. We talk about having a team that should go out there and be one of the 6, if not better, top teams in the nation year in and year out. We talked about wanting to fire Rick Pitino when he was not playing up to par. We talked about trying to fire one of the best coaches in the game who just won 900 games. And now he's over there in St. John's, not to the level of what he should be, but still, he's still coaching in the damn game. And I know all the crap that went through. It's fine. But we sit here and we look at what we have. We have Pat Kelsey. And at this point in the season, I've seen enough. Pat Kelsey ain't him. He's not that guy. He is not the solution for Louisville basketball if you want to get back to the peak. If you want to dream and hope for the opportunity of a national championship winning team again, Pat Kelsey will not be that guy. I just don't think he will. I would love to be wrong. I'd love to eat that crow. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think there's an opportunity that I'm going to have to eat any crow in this. That being said, at least this time, thank you, Pat Kelsey. I guess at this point, you didn't waste my time. You didn't waste my time getting my hopes up in the first half. I talked about, ad nauseum on the channel about how for the last 4 games against the Dukies, Louisville basketball has put together a good performance in the first half that gave you false positivity, false hope, false we were going to win this game, and then completely got steamrolled in the second half. No. At this point, you let it get away early on or in the end of the first half. And then in the second half, they just put the paddle to the ass and just kept beating you down. And that's what happens. You go out there, you look at the team that they put together at Duke. Scheyer's got the Boozer brothers. One's kind of a bum, but the other is Cam Boozer, and he's freaking whipping that ass. I'm not happy. Obviously, I'm not happy. In general, looking at this team, you look at the ineptitude and this roster construction, and I've raised my concern and my anger about it plenty of times. Pat Kelsey likes to shoot. He likes to get his shots up. He likes to whatever. But the shots ain't always falling. They're not. And then you see what we have right now, which is ineptitude. Ineptitude in the front court. Sanandafru did. He tried. He had a valiant effort early on, and he was playing like he's the best that I could see them get anything out of. Then we have bum ass Ali Khalifa out there who just wants to drill threes, just wants to hang around the perimeter, just useless. 6'7", 6'10", whatever the hell how tall he is. If he's 6'11", 6 whatever, just that many inches of uselessness. And then poor Zugris. He throws Zugris out there, a guy who's not prepared for this. Like at least, against Virginia Tech, I saw him use a little bit more of that physicality, showing that he's not completely useless, but he's not a guy that's ready for this game. When you bring it in from Greece and he's doing what he can, but then you throw him to the literal wolves by having him to try to take on Cam Boozer, especially after you watch Hadley get his lunch eaten time and time again. And the point is, we do not have a front court. The Louisville basketball team under Pat Kelsey does not care about developing a front court. It's the opposite problem we had under KP, where KP only cared about big men and didn't give a damn about having a point guard. Well, now you got point guards. You got guys also that just want to shoot nonstop. Even your big men think they're point guards. Even your big men think they're shooting guards. But you have no real big men. You have nobody who's willing to get down the paint and put a body on a body. That's not one guy really wants to do it. Sanandafru kind of, but he's by himself. He's alone. That being said, there's a lot of issues we can point at and just look at. As much as I want to go and look at, Michael Brown's performance, not what I was hoping for coming after that performance against Virginia Tech where he scored 20 points. But again, kind of a bum team. But then you go out and play Duke on the road, and he kind of regresses to the mean a little bit. Even though he's a great player and he's one of the best talents that Louisville's had in a long time, he's being misutilized. Look at the roster construction, the in-game coaching, the halftime adjustments. None of them are there. And then just the freaking conditioning. I look through all of those things that Louisville basketball is failing to do, and I just give them a massive F right now. It's an F for PK. And I don't know. I look forward to hearing what he has to say in this post game. I will look forward to see what kind of softballs Jody and company want to throw his way. Because again, it's the year 2. Do you not remember? You were just under the KP. You just had to deal with Kenny Payne. So this is okay. This is what is acceptable for Louisville basketball. It's not, and it never should be, and it never will be again. Second half of the season regression is something that I kind of want to touch on right now. And I made this comment last season, and people took me to the woodshed, gave me the business because I even made the comparison. But I'm tired of the Prosser guys. I'm sorry. I'm tired of hearing about the Prosser boys and how much they love Prosser. We dealt with it under one administration, under Chris Mack. I give Chris Mack a little bit of leeway, but there's one thing that's very true about Chris Mack is he played decently early on in the season, and then he completely fell apart to end the year. We saw the reason that we were able to even get him in the first place so quickly is because he lost in the first round, or not the first round, like the second round as a 1 seed. He lost early on to Florida State, and then he continued getting paddled by Florida State. Now we've got the younger version, the next level, the brother, and the younger brother of Chris Mack at this point. We have another guy who cannot sustain consistency, who does not have consistency in sustaining and growing and building a team. We have a guy that, again, falls apart as we get into the harder parts of the schedule. Again, Pat Kelsey is going to have to prove it to me in this postseason, because right now you have 2 games left that mean jack shit for Louisville basketball. You've got North Carolina and you got Clemson, and they're both on the road, and we'll see if they'll both be even ranked at the time that you play them, but those are the only games that are worth anything. And guess what? At this point, year 2 on the schedule, you have no signature victories under your belt, PK. And I don't care. You can do the cute thing of, I don't want to wear the glasses because I haven't earned it yet. You're damn right. And I don't know if you're going to earn it for a long time. And I don't give a shit about wearing glasses. I don't care about the cute little Tom Ford glasses. Yeah, I bought them. The Tom Fords, they're gone. You'll never see them here again. I need PK to figure this out. All the cute little sayings, all the whatever, the getting mad, talking about this, teasing us with the idea of using London Johnson and then coming at us when it comes to people questioning what's happening really with Michael Brown. I'm at a different point in this point. The pressure's on for PK, and it's time to get his ass in gear. I don't know, guys. I'm not happy, obviously, seeing the way that this season is devolving. You talk about the money that was put into this team. Yeah, that's cute. I'm glad that they beat Kentucky when Kentucky was completely in the dumpster in the beginning of the season and continued to devolve from there. And now maybe they've got some life. Who cares at this point? I need to see Louisville basketball be able to compete and win games when it comes to the end, when it comes to the ACC tournament, winning an ACC tournament, and come out and win in the NCAA tournament. Show me that we have a coach worth a damn, not a guy who, to me, I think has showed that he does not have what it takes to compete with the best in the game. Not even Rick Barnes, who is famous for flopping at the end of the season. Every single game, every single big moment that Louisville basketball has had playing any coach that has had a pulse. I'm talking about John Calipari. I'm talking about Rick Barnes. I'm talking about Jon Scheyer now. Every time, game in, game out, you get down by 20 points at some point, you can set your clock to it. I need to see better. The Louisville basketball fan base deserves better. Everybody deserves better. PK, figure it out. I'll see you guys next time. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. I'll see you guys next time. Cards, go Cards. Figure it out.